and today I'm going to be doing the tarot reading, general tarot reading for the sign of Libra. Please keep in mind it is a general reading, so it may not apply to each and every one of you. However, you can take a look at this week's reading in regards to your Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus placements. So do take a look at your natal chart, see the corresponding zodiac signs and see which video's title resonates for you most. Now, as you've noticed, there are some changes. Now, instead of doing monthly general readings, I'm now doing them weekly for each sign, and the shadow work readings will now be monthly, okay? So that's the key changes. It's also a different layout. Now, with regards to this week, I'll be using these 3 oracle decks. So we'll pull one card, the key energy of the reading from the Quantum Oracle. We'll get some divine guidance from the Work Your Light deck, and then we'll pull on some divine feminine wisdom from the Divine Feminine Oracle. Now, when it comes to the tarot, I'll be pulling some cards using the Intuitive and then clarifying with the Rider-Waite deck. So, just so you're aware of these key changes. So, let's go into your reading, Libra. So while I'm shuffling your cards again, I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, subscribing, and even sharing my videos. It means a lot to have your continued support, so thank you so much for being a part of this community. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're informed of when your next set of readings go up on the channel. If you'd like a personal reading with myself, you can find the information in the description box below. So let's see, how are we kicking off the new year for the sign of Libra? Wow, so that's not really what I wanted to see. First card you got from the Quantum Oracle was Dark Thoughts. Okay, Dark Thoughts. So there's something troubling you here, Libra. There's a storm brewing is what I'm feeling. I got really pulled to the energy of this electric cloud here, you know, this lightning flashing around the clouds. So I feel like there is a storm brewing in the background. There's something that you've been suppressing that's been taking its toll on your mind space, okay? It's been having a heavy effect on you. And I feel like you've been suppressing it, but soon I feel like this is going to be brought to light. So there could be a situation that's been troubling you for some time, or there could be some kind of conflict, or just a fear or concern around how things are progressing in your life in general. Especially if you've had a really rough 2020, Libra. I can understand why you may have some concerns regarding a situation and being fearful of what the future holds. So let's see if we can get some divine wisdom to help you navigate this heavy energy. Obviously, it's not the most pleasant way to start your new year, but let's see what advice we can give you to help you through this. Let's just do one more shuffle because the last one was pretty weak. Oh wow, that was even worse. It's okay, they've already been shuffled. Okay, wow, there's a few cards that want to come up. This one's prominent. Play. So it says have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. So this is it. So this is the advice from the divine. It's saying, look, whatever is going on in the background, if it's outside of your control, why stress yourself about it, okay? When you can be focused on the more light-hearted energies that are available and around you at this time. Because I do get a sense that there is a lot of ascendant, warm, playful, you know, joyful energy, right, coming into your life. But the problem here is, I mean, it's a stark contrast to this card, if we look, right? But I feel like this is more about you getting trapped into certain cycles, and it all starts from within, okay? This electric storm that we're seeing is in your mind, okay? The maze that we see here, that's the maze of your mind. This is essentially your brain, okay? So I feel like you need to be very aware of what you're feeding your mind at this time. Be very conscious of what you're taking in terms of what you're watching, what you're listening to, who you communicate with, how you communicate, because all of that is affecting your perception and your overall outlook, okay? So it's really important that you spend more time pulling into this energy. Okay. So yeah, essentially the universe wants you to, you know, chill and just enjoy yourself a little bit, because I think the divine know you've had a particularly rough time, so it's time to just blow off a little bit of steam, okay? Safely, of course, okay? So let's see what the Divine Feminine Oracle has to say. What advice we can get from the Sacred Feminine that can help you at this time. So what is the Divine Feminine wanting to say to Libra for the week of the 28th to the 3rd to help them navigate these heavier energies? So you have Inanna, and this is one of my favorite cards of this deck. So you have Inanna, the Queen of Heaven and Earth, and the affirmation here is, I have nothing to hide, I see and accept all that I am. Okay, so you may, I feel like, yeah, this very much speaks of your shadow and ascendant aspect, right? We can see the two energies very clear. Dark thoughts, that's very much, you know, heavily embedded into your shadow aspect, you know, all of the things that we suppress. And this is more ascendant, this is more joyful, light-hearted, playful energy, you know, just going with the flow and just enjoying being, right? So it's telling you to embrace all aspects of yourself, because I do feel like there is some kind of shame or guilt that you're suppressing here with regards to a situation, an event that took place, a trauma, or a certain circumstance that you're currently navigating. But it's telling you to embrace yourself wholly and fully. Your shadow, your ascendant, your ego, right? Your unconscious, your higher self, everything, all aspects of self. You're a multi-dimensional being, your moods change, your perceptions change, you're evolving, okay? And you have nothing to fear. Like it says, you have nothing to hide, right? You're an open book at this point, and it's telling you that, yeah, embrace who you are. You see how she's naked as well. That is an act of vulnerability, but in that act of vulnerability is a great demonstration of strength. So that's what you're being reminded of, that you being vulnerable, you opening up, expressing what's been going on internally is not something to be fearful of, okay? It shows a great deal of courage and strength on your part. So it's something to be very, you know, it's something to be commended, actually. Okay. Wow, okay, so the Justice card, the reverse one has come out. So let's keep going with the tarot and see what else we can uncover. Okay. Sorry, the cards are at a bit of an angle because I'm at a different angle to the desk, so you can see properly. So sorry if they're not that straight, but as long as you can see it, that's what matters. Okay. Right. So, the first card out is the Judgment card in reverse, okay? So that is specifically associated with Sagittarius. You could have Sagittarius in your chart or be dealing with one. But I feel like, yeah, this is like what you fear, what you tell yourself regarding yourself and whatever situations you're navigating and how it's affecting you. And I feel like your, general self-esteem is pretty low, right, as a result. But it's telling you that how you feel and what you say to yourself isn't indicative of the reality, that you're being too self-critical is what I'm getting with this. I don't often get that, but with the Judgment card, but in this case I get that message that you're being too critical of yourself, okay? That you need to lighten up a little bit in the nicest way possible, okay? Next card is the Eight of Swords in reverse. So that's air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, your energy. So yeah, the more you kind of get out of your head and do the things that bring you joy, fulfillment, happiness, it's going to free up this energy. It's going to start shifting how you view the world around you as well as yourself. Because I feel like the dark thoughts is what's keeping you trapped within the mind, okay? The things that you think, but also how you communicate with yourself on that level, okay? So I feel like the more you put your time and energy into doing things that bring you joy and fulfillment, being around, positive energies, positive people, it's really going to help get you out of that mindset of being trapped in those dark thoughts and assuming and thinking the worst, right? Next card you have is the Hierophant in reverse. So that's Taurus energy. Now, I feel like the reason this is in reverse is because, I feel like there is a need to have a bit of a sit down with yourself, to be honest, okay? and really take stock of what is it that you're so fearful of coming out about you, or what is it that you're feeling so damned by, right? Because there is a real sense here. The energy I'm getting from this spread is that you feel some kind of shame or guilt about something that happened in your life, or about how you are, or some aspect of your character. Or if you do suffer with mental illness, maybe there's some shame and guilt around that, but it's absolutely unfounded, right? As it says, embrace all aspects of yourself. Even if you are struggling, you know, in terms of mental health, there is support available to you, but you're not seeking it, okay? It's asking you to really just accept where you're currently at. Know that you are still whole and complete as an individual, and that assistance is available to you if you only just reach out, okay? Next card you have is the Two of Wands in reverse. So fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. Yeah. This is you kind of... I feel like, yeah, when you're no longer distracted, right? When you have those quiet moments, when you're not distracted by the outside world, that's when you fall into this negative thought pattern, right? And you kind of put all of your energy and hopes on being happy, on potentially a specific connection, okay? So that's something that really needs to be taken seriously, because that's where, you know, codependency can begin to form. So I do recommend looking at that if you know that that is the case, right? You've got to be honest with yourself if that is, so that you can actually start really addressing this, okay? Because I feel like it is a pattern, possibly, for those of you who I'm picking up on. With the Ten of Swords, that's air energy, your energy, this is completion. So it's saying as soon as you kind of pull yourself out of your usual, you know, slump, really, and invest more time in doing the things that bring you true happiness, right? To the extent that you can, given all the lockdowns and things. But the more that you do that, the closer you get to bringing a real ending to this pain that you've been carrying, to these dark thoughts that keep circulating in your mind. That's when the energy will lift, it will lighten, and you can start, you know, thinking more positively, right? So the best way to overcome the negativity is to pour more of your time, attention, and focus into the positive aspects of your life, doing the things that bring you true happiness. And then the last card you have in your spread is the Five of Cups, okay? Water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Yeah, there is a need to release the past, okay? It doesn't mean that it wasn't relevant, or what happened, or whatever you experienced, or what you learned from it wasn't necessary or wasn't valuable, right? There is always something positive that can be gained from past situations or circumstances, or whatever it is that we feel was painful or difficult. There's always some lesson or learning or understanding that can be drawn from it, okay? And that's what it's saying. Rather than looking back on your losses or on what you felt, you know, was painful or difficult in any way, it's saying try and draw the positives from it so you can let it go and move on, essentially. Because you do have, like I said, support available to you. Possibly in a love connection, possibly through family, friends, or even, you know, professional assistance. I feel like some of you have been getting some kind of counseling, possibly therapy, right? Something like that. Could even be health related, physical health related, okay? But I feel like the support is available to you, but you have to reach out. Some of you may be in the process of doing that, okay? So let's go into some quick clarifications before we wrap up the reading. So I'm just going to quickly shuffle the Rider-Waite deck once more. But yeah, I feel like, ooh, what's going on here? I feel like, you know, while you are navigating some difficult energies, just got the Four of Swords in the bottom of the deck, so I just wanted to quickly show you. You are in the process of healing. This is a part of your healing process, okay? So that's why these things are coming up to the surface. That's why possibly there's even been some recollection, some memories that you'd forgotten that could be quite painful, is coming up to be healed. That's why, okay? Not to make light of it at all. I know it's not easy by any means if you're dealing with something that was particularly traumatic, but I do see you going through a healing process at this time if you allow it to happen, okay? Because, again, there is a little bit of resistance, I feel, but you do want this change. You don't want to be in this energy anymore. You want to be more into this energy. I can feel that. You're just finding it a little bit difficult at this time. Okay, so clarifying the Judgment card in reverse here. You have the Four of Swords in reverse, okay? Air energy, your energy, along with the Ace of Swords. So that's the truth. You know the truth here is that the judgment that you're casting on yourself is preventing you from healing. That's the reality of the situation. And the divine is trying to show you at this point that, listen, whatever happened in the past is in the past. You can't change it, but you can certainly change what takes place in your present, okay? And form a better future for yourself. But it all starts with seeing things clearly from an objective perspective, i.e., you are not to blame for everything bad that happened in your life, okay? That even the mistakes you made, take ownership of it, but don't crucify yourself for it, okay? Clarifying the Knight of Swords in reverse here. Oh, I don't even know, did I do that card? Or did I skim over it? Okay, I'm just going to quickly talk about it because I think I might have skimmed over it. Knight of Swords in reverse, okay, this is overthinking. The more you get into that energy play, the less you get caught into the mind space and just perpetuating the same negative thoughts over and over. So just to touch on that in case I forgot, because I don't remember. You have the Four of Pentacles, Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and Five of Swords. A lot of air energy, lots of your energy in your reading, which makes sense. Very much having a mental struggle. This is all mental, even though it's having an emotional and possibly a physical effect on you. It all starts with the mind. That's what's coming through very clear, right? But it's saying, you know, rather than getting into these situations with people that just want to get a rise out of you, that want to bring your energy down, that want to see you fall, conserve your energy, pull back from these situations, pull back from these people, and only invest your time at this moment in the things that bring you true joy. You cannot afford to engage in these kind of conflicts at this time, okay? So it's time to really pull back and choose wisely as to where you invest your energy. Clarifying the Hierophant in reverse. You have the Two of Swords, so more energy, the Nine of Cups, so water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and we have the Devil in reverse, so that's Capricorn, okay? Yeah. So this is it. It's saying that a decision has to be made here, and it's got to come from within, a decision that brings true emotional fulfillment. Yes, you're going to have to be a little bit selfish in this moment because your well-being is what's at stake here, okay? So it has to be brought back to the self, and you have a choice. You can either see past the illusion of what your thoughts are creating, i.e. this electric storm within you, right? See past the illusion, see where you've been feeding your shadow, right? How, in the ways in which you've been feeding it, all of this negativity. And really focus upon the solutions. How can you overcome these challenges? How can you pull yourself out of this very toxic, detrimental mindset into something much more positive and beneficial, right? So that's what you're being asked to look at. And I feel like the answer does come from getting some kind of support, counseling, advice, spiritual guidance possibly, if it's not in the form of physical or mental health support, okay? Now the next card, clarifying the Two of Wands in reverse, you have the Lovers, Gemini energy, and the Empress in reverse, which is Taurus. Can also be associated with you, Libra, seen as it's very much Venus energy, okay? And as you know, you're ruled by Venus. So I feel like with this combination here, it's like telling you again, you know, when you're feeling vulnerable, when you're feeling like you're not got your emotional stability, that you don't have when you're not feeling particularly abundant, that's when you go seeking that energy from a connection. So again, I am getting a real sense of codependency here. And your partner could also be mirroring that as possible, okay? So you do need to address that if that's the case. Otherwise, you'll begin to deplete each other, and before you know it, your negative thoughts and their negative thoughts merge into one super beast, okay? And that's really not what you want, because you do have to realize that you're actually the Empress in the upright, not in reverse. It's just perhaps whatever you are dealing with or are dealing with is making you feel like you aren't capable, that you aren't able to turn things around, that you don't have the means to do so, but you do. And it all comes from within. Everything starts within. So clarifying, I forgot, we had the 9 to the 10. And it's literally the 9 of swords is here and the 10 of swords is here. So you are, right? As soon as you start putting more time and focus into the things that bring you true fulfillment, happiness, joy for yourself, i.e. not just in a connection, but just things that you do for yourself in your day-to-day life, that's when you'll see the shift of going from overthinking to realizing, you know what? I'm the only one holding me back at this point, so let me just do something about it, okay? So clarifying the 10 of Wands, boom, Ace of Cups, water energy, King of Pentacles, okay, very stable energy, that's Taurus, we have strong Taurus energy in here, and you also have the 4 of Wands in reverse. So fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. So this is it, it's saying as soon as you let go of your past pain, your hurts, whatever doesn't serve you, anything that keeps you locked into these dark thoughts, anyone that feeds your negativity, as soon as you draw back from that, put an end to it, boom, love comes in, opportunity comes in for true stability with someone loyal, grounded, who is emotionally available, who is also materially abundant. Doesn't have to be in the way of finances necessarily, but there's someone who can manifest, significant changes in their life, right? Someone who's very grounded. And I feel like that gives you an opportunity to address where perhaps you can be inspired by this, right? So that you bring that kind of grounded energy into your own life. So that's awesome. And then finally, clarifying the 5 of Cups here, you have the King of Cups, okay, Scorpio, and you have the 6 of Cups. So yeah, definitely need to release the past. This could be a past connection, okay? Could be a best friend, could be a classmate, it could have even been, an ex, it could be several people, a family member. But I feel like whoever is embodying the King of Cups, you have to let go of that, okay? Whatever took place in the past is no more. And I feel like this person is what keeps you wanting to revisit whatever took place in the past, because maybe you're still in communication with them, or you still have some kind of emotional attachment to them. But I feel like with that devil energy crowning this part of the spread, right? I feel like you may be looking at this with rose-tinted goggles, okay? That perhaps it was detrimental and it was keeping you trapped rather than helping you to expand. And there's nothing wrong with having love for someone, right? But I feel like it's time that you have to release it, especially if this person feeds back into this negative cycle. As I said, obviously, I do feel like them showing up as the King of Cups, if they were toxic in the past, they are more grounded and stable now, right? And it's important to be aware that this past person, because they've changed, because they've become the King of Cups, someone very emotionally available but stable, grounded with themselves, able to fulfill themselves emotionally, I feel like there's a chance this person's coming back around. If that's the case, you'll need to really consider what it is that you want and if this is actually going to be in your best interest, right? If you do, then I feel like you both need to be very vulnerable and completely express how you feel, how things went, taking responsibility and seeing where you go from here. So Libra, I really hope that helps. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Don't forget the notifications bell. And the ball's in your court, but at the end of the day, I feel like the most important thing here for this particular week is that you really address this thought process that you have, this thought pattern, okay? Because that's what's hindering you from really tapping into the abundance that surrounds you at this time. You may not even be aware of it. All right, so sending you guys lots of love, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.